Hey everybody. Hi.
Hey, what's cool, everybody?
Everybody. Hi.
Oh, I need to mute or silence my laptop.
Hey Keith, I'm jealous. That sounds really fun. They came through AOC and Bernie Sanders came through Portland, I think, but I wasn't able to make it. Who all's here? We got Tugboat thinking about Swamp Thing, Carrie thinking about Swamp Thing.
Keith saying hello, and Emma.
What up, Keith? Hello, Emma.
And Seth.
Hey, Seth.
And people that are not in chat. Hi, everybody that's not in chat.
Carrie, I'm jealous. I could really use some puppy time.
Puppy time.
Hey, Dylan. Thanks, Carrie. So I did this last weekend and it's basically been drying all week. And it actually took a lot longer to dry than I expected. I thought it would be dry overnight because I actually used a lot of solvent to thin the paint, but not enough. Like it still took like probably 3 full days before it was even touch dry. And even then, like when I touched it, if I rubbed at all, it would bring up pigment.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I did a kind of a tight-ish pencil drawing. I posted it on the social medias. Um, and then I went over it and I used transparent oxide red. What did I use? I used two different colors that are like a little bit saturated for underpainting. But I was like into it. So I used transparent red iron oxide and transparent yellow iron oxide. And both of these are like very bright colors and very transparent. So, because I wanted to be able to see my pencil drawing underneath it. And yeah, and then I used a rag to sort of, and a little bit of solvent to pull off some stuff. Oh, I should say too, like I penciled this. This is on illustration board, and I penciled it, and then I sealed the whole thing in acrylic matte medium.
Matte medium, yeah.
I used this stuff to seal it
Emma's
up.
asking if your mic is on your head.
My mic is on my head. Well, it's on my hat.
Is the sound okay up there on his noggin? My mic is in my pocket. Emma says, yeah. It's a Star Trek thing.
Having it in your pocket, like having it on your chest, is the Star Trek thing.
Oh, yeah. Good. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Mark. Hello.
If I am a hologram, we won't know until like the third act.
Only I know.
Oh.
I'm Jim.
So I guess the only other thing to talk about with this painting, I'm probably not going to paint on this tonight.
He's synergy.
Just cause. But here is a color comp I did for it that I'm not entirely happy with. Like I think I want to go more warm with the sky and the water reflection, and maybe more gray with the everything else. But what I need to do is pull it into Photoshop and screw around with it in there and see what I'm gonna do. This was a rough mock-up I did in Procreate. I took a photo of the pencils and then put it in there.
Oh, that was a clever idea, to take a photo of the pencils and then draw on top of it.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm truly, truly outrageous, though.
So that's where I'm at with this. One of the things that I am learning about oil painting is that you really have to like go in with a plan. Like when I work in watercolors, lots of times because it is like additive, I can sort of start with a very, very rough idea and then work like build up to it, just do like light layers and build to it. But with oils, because so much of it is like, well, we've talked about this before, it's about like finding the right color and putting it in the right place and then you're done.
And then you gotta wait
But
and let it dry.
yeah, you gotta wait 3 weeks. But
So it's a lesson in patience too.
yeah.
Or multitasking.
So I need to do a little bit more planning before I do the next step of the painting. But it's fun. I think it looks really cool already. And I'm hoping I can keep some of the underpainting in the original drawing showing through a little bit.
Keith's asking an interesting question.
What's that?
Can you use airbrush over the oils?
Oh. Yeah, I imagine it's possible.
Can you put oil paint in it?
You'd have to thin it significantly. So you'd have to, but like, and that's how they paint cars is with an airbrush.
With oil paint?
With oil paint, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder if there's a different
So,
cleaning technique for your
yes, because you'd have to
airbrush.
clean it with, instead of cleaning it with water like I do, you'd have to clean it with solvents like paint thinner,
That makes sense.
which would be. So I think you could use an airbrush with oil painting, but I don't intend to. Yeah. So that's that guy. That's where that's at. This is going to be a very slow motion project, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have something that's like doesn't have to be done anytime soon.
Mark says that it's record store day there. He picked up a new vinyl. Do you want to share what you've been listening to or any new vinyl you got?
Not really. I think I did the other day when I shared the Close Encounters record.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing new since then?
No,
I thought you got a record.
No.
I'm misremembering.
I've been listening to Idols all day today. And I guess yesterday too. They're good. They're good band. They're good band.
Emma says there's a new OK Go album that she's been listening to.
So I thought maybe I would screw around in the sketchbook tonight. This is. I need to zoom in on this. That's kind of in focus.
You painted me very cute there.
Yeah, that's because you are cute.
Yeah, tugboat. And those are actually the colors of the clothes I was wearing. I know exactly what he's painting there.
These are going back. This was. I didn't put a year on this one, but this is 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this was when I very first started being like, I need to learn how to use acrylic paint. So dang, I've been working on trying to get acrylic paint going for 7 years. That seems ridiculous. This is a very bad one. This is a very mediocre one. This is using a lot of high flow acrylics. And it's very shiny.
And look at you. You've already graduated to oil paints, apparently.
Well, I think when I finally... Well, we'll see once I've done a little more oil painting. I was doing a little... Jovovich. What's her first name? Mila.
Jovanovich?
Yeah, I got into... I did a couple paintings of her. And here's like a kind of a lousy Howard from Lonesome Hunters. Here's a Frankenstein. A thing. Hey Kevin, how you doing? Little zombie. Little Water Woman. I like this Nosferatu though.
Oh yeah, that is a really good Nosferatu.
I wonder if this is gouache or acrylic gouache. I don't know. That's a good one. And then here's a Tibbs out on the deck.
That was before she became our cat. That was probably,
back when she was just a cat.
Yeah, she was just a cat out on her deck. I don't even think she had tried coming into our house at that point. I don't think she tried that until...
she definitely had.
Oh, okay. It wasn't until like November when we caved in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Woman in that picture was not amused, honey. Keith got his hardcover of Nausicaa, the box set. That's very fancy. I see why you're grinning.
I have had that the box set with the 2 volumes for so long, and I still have not finished reading it.
Yeah, Emma was talking about that. It's
a thing I always have with books, huge volumes like that, where it's just like, if I can't read them in bed, it's very hard to read them at all.
I know we both have picked it up several times, but I honestly don't remember if I've finished it either.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Is it more? It must be more than the movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now I'm hooked again. Right now I'm reading the Clue book. The Clue comic. Trade paperback. I'm not sure when it came out. I just like mysteries, so I picked it up cheap.
I just got the sketchbook all set up, and I don't know what I'm going to draw yet. What do you think I should do?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Another picture of Tibbs? How long has it been since you drew Tibbs again?
I don't know if I'm in the mood for Tibbs. I think I want to do
How can you not be in the mood for Tibbs?
I think I want to do like
Let me give you like a cover scene or a character.
Yeah, let's like do like
more dinosaurs.
More dinosaurs. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll try to do a Triceratops.
Okay.
I'm pretty basic. That's my favorite dinosaur. Is Triceratops a dinosaur?
I never know. I mean, to most Americans, yes. Oh, Keith, that's his microphone on the side of his hat. Hi, Alex. Alex says cover Tibbs' the ears that you're not in the mood to draw her.
She knows.
Tibbs can be riding the Triceratops. She's not in the mood for us right now either. I propped up my legs on a footstool to make a little space for her, and she completely just walked away, uninterested. Mark's favorite dinosaur is the Protoceratops. I do not know who Bix is. Bix dinosaur. Oh. Dinotopia.
Oh yeah, he's the...
Oh, the little baby friend.
I don't know if he was a baby, was he?
I thought so, because he was
friend,
so small. She was so small. She was the ambassador in Dinotopia, loyal friend of Will and Arthur. Oh yeah, these are really good microphones, Kevin. It's a Rode microphone. We have 2 of them, and then we have a receiver that plugs into the computer.
Yeah, and they actually came with adapters so you can plug them into your phone too, which is very handy.
I see them a lot on different YouTube channels. I think Laura Kampf uses them. Is that where you first saw them, honey?
I don't remember. I think when I got these, it was because I was Googling, or I just went on YouTube and was like, wireless mic reviews.
Emma's judging you again, honey. Mark might too, if you're... Oh, but that's a Protoceratops. He maybe is judging you that you're not drawing a Triceratops. Protoceratops. Judging me because I can't say it. Emma's super judgy. Mark's not judging though. Just secretly. Hey, Bo. Bo would love to see more old-timey ribbon mics.
That would be amazing. I'd love to have like a RCA. I forget the number of those.
Did you get rid of some of the microphones when we moved from California?
No, my mics are one of the things I held on to. I still have the Otari ribbon mic that you got me for Christmas.
See, you have a ribbon mic.
Yeah. I just haven't used it for a long time.
What image are you using for reference? Can we see?
Yes, I'm using this guy, which... Can I get it to focus on him? It's a digital painting.
I want to make sure it's not AI.
I don't think so. It is signed Mark Rehkopf. Rehkopf. It looks like. Looks like a digital painting to me. Could be wrong though. But it's nice. I like this guy. So I'm like, but I've flipped it here. Oh, and I've like, looks like I have made this muzzle too narrow. At least according to this.
AI has a hard time with dinosaurs, Emma says. AI has a hard time with everything.
I like the wrinkles on this guy's mouth. Here, I think that's really fun.
Oh
And it reads as being very
alive.
Yeah, it's like specific in a way that feels very real. I don't know about this section though. Like, there's this sort of like indent around here that is probably, I assume, inspired by the indent on the skull.
The skull, yeah.
But like, I don't know. It seems suspicious to me that that would be like so prominent through their flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
Keith, you have to use AI for work, and they need you to make dinosaurs sometimes. It sounds terrible. Mark agrees that there would be fat and muscle over that indent. Maybe they drew a very malnourished I can't
Triceratops.
say it. Triceratops. Thank you. Ta-ta.
The thing I liked about Triceratops when I was a kid was it seemed like I saw a ton of pictures of them, and they were always like fighting a T-Rex. And it was like, dang, a Triceratops could fight a T-Rex and win? They must be the toughest guys out there.
Hi, the Dark Podcast. They say
hey, the
hi
Dark.
to you.
How you doing? I think I saw you commented on a video recently. If so, hello again.
Hi, Brad.
Hey, Brad, thank you. Oh, nice. I think I like to draw faces, especially also.
Yeah, hi, Comic Tropes.
What up, Comic Tropes? Yeah, more dinos.
This time, a Triceratops. And I said it correctly this time. I kept wanting to say T-Rex.
Yep. The enemy.
Gets stabbed in the gut with one of the horns. I think I can picture one of the illustrations you were talking about. The mini illustrations of them fighting T-Rexes.
And I feel like Triceratops were one of those that they thought that there were like a million kinds of T-Rex or Triceratops, and then they just realized that no, they were babies.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I like the shapes I got going on here, but I need to figure out a lighting thing. Like, I'm kind of thinking I want to do just like the lighting straight down and have some kind of harsh shadows.
Kevin's asking, thoughts on the direwolf puppies?
My thought is that I don't know. I watched a Hank Green video about it, and it was like
I don't think it was Hank Green.
it was Hank Green for sure.
It was?
Yeah, the one I watched. There's been a lot of YouTube videos about it, but that was one I watched for sure. That I thought he was pretty reasonable about it, where he was like, "There's a lot of cool things that's happening, but the company who is doing it is like presenting it in a way that is not accurate.
Mm-hmm. Like that they're not actually dire wolves. They're gray wolves with their fur changed, and the puppies may or may not be more muscular.
Yeah. And his point, one of the things that he said that stuck with me though was he was like in their press releases they basically said that now the dire wolf could like return to their place in nature or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But like their place in nature no longer exists.
And they never these aren't real dire wolves, so they never had a place in nature. I think
so that's my casually informed opinion about dire wolves, of so-called dire wolves. Is that where the Triceratops' ear is? In this drawing, it's like kind of right here.
At their jaw, the back of their jaw.
Yeah, like it makes sense.
I guess that's where ours is the back of our jaw.
Yeah, right at the hinge of the jaw.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but it seems weird. Although, I don't know. Like, the Triceratops situation could be like here's a Triceratops head, and because their fleshy parts are not preserved in the fossil,
they had human ears.
They could have like big ears like that. That could be the. I think we might have cracked the code on this, guys.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to laugh really loud. What if they had donkey or rabbit ears?
Oh, that's possible. They could be like.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, sorry, Emma. Condolences.
So Clowny Animations asks, says that they're about to start writing and drawing their first comic. Any tips?
Ooh.
Start small.
Yeah, if you're about to start it, I presume that you already have a story in mind or something worked out. I would say like the most important thing you could do is make sure you plan your pages before you start drawing. One of the ways that I sort of got in my own way trying to make comics for years and years was that I would hold on. Like I would get super excited about starting to draw a comic, and I would pull out a piece of Bristol board, draw out the borders, and I would just start drawing the comic, when the first thing I should have done is done thumbnail sketches for everything.
Or the script first, even.
Yeah.
And then the thumbnail pages.
And planned out what my pages were going to be before I started drawing, because
you also started out with big stories and have several unfinished comics in your drawing.
Yeah.
And they weren't even like 200 pagers. They were, I don't know, maybe like 50 pagers, but that was just too much for.
Yeah, I don't even like most of the ones that I'm thinking of. Like, I would get like 6 pages in, and then I would realize like, oh, I actually don't know what I'm doing, like what I'm gonna do next. Like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Tugboat says that the Triceratops was picked on a lot in high school for those years, and Carrie said it's a good thing they had a tough skin.
Hey.
What's a good level of detail to put into thumbnail sketches? Asks Seth.
Oh. You want to do as little as you can get away with. Because I feel like the risk with thumbnails is putting a ton of work into the thumbnails, and then it saps your energy for doing like the final artwork. So you want to do as little as you can while making sure that the story works. My thumbnails, let me see if I have any on here. I've been thumbnailing in Clip Studio mostly.
Recently.
In the last couple years. Yeah, man, I don't know if I have something handy to show off. I did those thumbnails on the stream a little while ago, but I'm not sure where I stashed those.
I can put a link to the video in chat, and I'll let you know what number it is. Tibbs is playing with a piece of paper underneath the chair. I am sorry for the weird noise, y'all. But guess who came back to the office?
Seth's been doing the thumbnails at finished piece detail level, and it burns me out fast. Yeah. Yeah, that's the risk.
All right, so pretty recently you did you explored storytelling and rough layouts with the Charlton Bullseye comic.
Yes.
That is episode 113.
And then I did one, I think the next week I did a thing where I looked at Petrograd.
And, oh yeah, you did thumbnails there too. And so that's episode 114.
And I think those I did to a level that's like, that works for me. And one of the things is that it's going to work different for everybody. So you have to find the level that works for you. Yeah.
I think it was Keith. Yeah, it was Keith that said he uses Post-it notes for planning out his pages.
Yeah, that's a really great great way of approaching it. Like for Petrograd, for my very first book, the way I approached my thumbnails was I did a Post-it note for every panel on a page, and I just was on that Post-it note. I was only trying to figure out the staging, so trying to figure out how the characters are going to be standing, sort of what point of view we were going to be looking at them, and stuff. And then once I knew what all the panels needed to contain, then I could sort of design the page. Because I've gotten better at it now, but when I first started out, it was really hard to know like how to fit all the panels on the page in a way that made sense and had like it presented the story with a hierarchy of information. But if I had the panels ahead in front of me on Post-it notes, then it was a lot easier to sort of figure out how they fit together on the page. So I think that's a good way to approach it, actually. I gotta hit the hair dryer here. Brad says your gouache and watercolor stuff is some of my favorite. Oh, thank you. Alongside with Matthias Brigada and Bjarne Hansen. I don't know him or her. I don't know. I don't know the gender of that name. Do you ever do portfolio reviews or read people's comic scripts? I don't often do that because I'm not good at giving feedback on stuff.
And it's usually not a good idea for other creators to read people's scripts.
yeah, there's that part. But the main thing, like doing portfolio reviews, is like fine, I think. But weirdly, I just never feel like I know how to give feedback that is helpful. I think that that's sort of a skill in itself, and I never like I went to art school for a semester.
So you maybe like, don't always have the language either.
Yeah, so having like not really been taught, and also like in my professional career having just tons of really bad art directors that I worked with, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've never really had like super good feedback, so it makes it hard for me to know how to give feedback myself.
And the thing about the scripts is even if you would never do this, there are some people that might accuse someone of stealing their ideas, or there are some creators that would steal someone's idea.
Yeah, not that like ideas are that valuable on their own, but like, yeah, no, it's reading other people's like scripts is a problem unless you have like a working relationship with that person already.
It's common practice not to read other people's scripts.
But I feel like there's got to be like writers groups out there that are designed for that, where you are with your where you just have a group where people give feedback on stuff like that. But I am not aware of them.
I will get into Discord. There is I think it's called a Storytelling Collective. Let me look it up. Hold on, I'm opening it. The Storytelling Collective Discord is where I follow. You could follow them on other social media sites too. But the Storytelling Collective often does classes on different types of genres to write for, and they have writing your first comic classes, where then that's a more appropriate place for people to read your script.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. A lot of people are so eager to tell people the right way to do things. Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know the right way to do things still. Like I was talking to my editor.
Still learning.
Yeah, no, it's like a never-ending process. I was talking to my editor for After or Out of Alcatraz Best Polaris the other day, and I was like talking about the state of a script that I was working on and how it just felt like it felt like trying to break into a house because it's like the door wouldn't open to the story, and so I had to just like walk around it and try grabbing a rake and seeing if I could poke the window and see if it would open, and like just trying everything I could think of because I don't actually know what I'm doing.
Bjorn did Superman for all seasons.
I don't know if I've seen that. I may have, but forgotten. I don't follow a lot of superhero stuff super closely, so I miss a lot of stuff.
There's lots of other genres to read. Seth says, I'm always worried something I script that sounds fun or impactful in my head is going to be way less so to the audience. Yep.
Yep, that's a never-ending thing. I mean, the other thing I think about with stories all the time is I don't know if this will make sense to you, but or to anybody, but like we did a thing in high school. I can't remember what year it was, but I had a teacher who had us write instructions for how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, I think you've told me about this.
And then after we wrote the instructions, he got the materials and he followed our instructions literally to make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It was a disaster.
It was a disaster. It was like, because like people would write stuff like, put the jelly on the bread.
So now put the jar of jelly on the...
like, yeah, it was like, it was stuff like that. And it would be like, now put the peanut butter on. But it wouldn't say what to put the peanut butter on, you know? And I feel like storytelling is like that a lot of times, where it's like you have to give the reader the instructions they need to put the sandwich together properly. Like you have to give them what they need so that they can give the moment the impact that you think it should have. But it's not easy because you have to like you have to write in a way that you think some random person might understand.
Mm-hmm. Carrie says that her mom went through a similar exercise, and she asks, did anyone remember to tell your teacher to open the bag of bread?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that sort of stuff.
Oh, take care, Mark. Oh, it's an emergency. I need to introduce my nieces to Lord of the Rings. Okay. Good work.
Have fun.
And maybe part of that having trying to be clear with the audience, maybe part of that is why it's a good exercise to start with some shorter stories.
Yeah. And I always like, I don't know, I listen to podcasts like everybody else about, with interviews with people about how they make their comics. And it's like, there's definitely a lot of ways to approach storytelling. But the number of people I hear talk about how they don't know the ending to a story until they until they get there is shocking to me.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely have to know the ending so that I know how to get there.
And
although I will say that the ending does change usually.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to know like what I'm shooting for pretty specifically too. I need to know like the beginning, middle, and end. And it can change, but I gotta have that goal.
Oof, Keith, what was that like? Keith says he wasn't sure of the age range of his story, so he had friends with kids read the script to determine how young is too young.
Oh wow.
And it was too young. It was too scary for 12 and under.
That would be weird. Like I would like having a 12-year-old read a script would be kind of rough.
They wouldn't have experience with scripts, and there are some reading rules to follow to be able to understand what's going on.
I don't know if reading rules is the way to put it, but yeah, they'd have to like be able to understand how to transform it in their head from a script to a comic.
Oh, here we go. Keith says it went really well. Their parents would help them too. And he explained it more. Oh, I explained it more a little bit above, which I missed. Okay, let me go. Oh, okay. He had people fill out a survey. Wait. Was the survey after they read it so that they could give feedback without feeling like they were talking to you? Or is the survey to find the audience to speak to? The survey was after. Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I do that with D&D playtests. People will say way more in a survey, especially an anonymous survey, than they would to your face. Which I want the honesty so that I can make the good changes. He says that Triceratops has got some bad breath.
All these green fumes.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the woods. He's in the forest.
Are you telling the viewer what they're seeing?
Yes, I am. Because this Triceratops has been chewing breath mints.
Mint leaves?
Mint leaves out in the forest.
Mm-hmm. Comic Tropes had said that he loved the color scheme.
Thanks. The old complimentary.
Oh my gosh, I would love a true crime comic about the Hamburglar. Comic Tropes. You're writing that, right? And illustrating it? Having some mechs in that story would be great. If anybody's not watched any Comic Tropes episode, he draws and inks some really great Transformers. Let's see if there's anything else in the chat that I've missed. Oh, if anybody would like to see other videos of pencils, of drawing pencils, Brian Hurt, Mark says that Brian Hurt has been posting pencil art from the 6-gun Battle for the Six.
I meant to ask him where he was posting it. Okay. Probably Instagram, because I think that's where Instagram? Brian posts, okay. Where I see Brian's posts the most.
You coming up, Tibbs? Oh, guess who just came into the office and is checking out the footstool to see if maybe it's a good place to sit. I'm so lucky. Triceratops. Oh my gosh, yes, please. Whoa, Keith used to have a big walking Decepticon base. T-Rex base. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I think I had the Triceratops transformer.
Lucky?
I wasn't like super into the dinosaur transformers though. It seemed hacky to me when I was a kid.
Not serious enough.
It's like, yeah, it's like, man, Transformers are supposed to be cars.
Triptychon is an evil sounding name. Brad is asking, do you usually save your shadows for the painting portion, or do you do them in ink as well? How do you decide?
Oh. When I'm doing like painted color pages, the shadow is almost always done with the paint. And I use the inking to sort of reinforce the lighting, but I try to let the lighting mostly be done with paint. Mostly because it's easier. Watercolor is a little bit more flexible as far as like how much you can move things around, and like if you go too dark, you can sort of get it wet and scrub it out a little bit and stuff like that. But with the ink, it's a little bit more like you got to get it right on the first try. I do more and more. I have been like trying to plan the shadows in my pencils so that I know what I'm doing before I start doing like final art stuff. But plenty of times I'm like working it out on the page, mostly because of deadlines and stuff.
I'm being very quiet because I took a picture of Tibbs. She did sit down on the footstool.
You gotta hit that hair dryer again.
Okay.
I refuse to put Swamp Thing in the background. Triceratops is enough.
It needs a frog too. Okay, I posted on my BlueSky a picture of Tibbs right now at this moment.
Okay. What this Triceratops needs is cast shadows from being in the forest, and I'm not sure quite how to design these, but I'm just going to go for it.
Have you ever read Tyrant by Steve Bissett?
I have not. Oh, wait, maybe I have. A long time ago. That's his dinosaur book.
It's about the life of a T-Rex. Oh, wait, that sounds familiar to me, too. Let me look it up.
I made the shadow like too sharp.
I liked it. But I guess it makes sense. It would have to be like right in his face to cast that sharp of a shadow. I don't think I have ever seen this book, but now I'm going to keep my eye out for it.
Who published it?
Oof, I cannot tell that symbol. Oh, Spider Baby Graphics. Haha.
Oh,
We're
Tundra.
just as fast.
We got some Tundra. Tundra was Kevin Eastman's thing, right? I wouldn't be surprised if something that started at Tundra would go someplace else. Pretty happy with the lighting on this. It actually looks pretty fun. It looks nice on screen and in real life. Yeah, man, Comic Strips says that Kevin Eastman lost about 13 million on Tundra because he kept paying creators up front. There's a very good Comics Journal interview with Kevin Eastman about that, and it is fascinating. That might be where there's an idiom where if you want to make a small fortune in comics, all you have to do is start with a large fortune.
Yeah.
No, this is not a commission. This is just in this is in my watercolor sketchbook.
The one on the left is a commission, says Keith.
The ear one.
They could totally have maybe had ears. Do we have any impressions of this? Well, we do have the impressions for that one. Was that a T-Rex lane?
Yeah, there has been some stuff where you could see like the color
in the pores.
Tugboat asks if the Powerpuff Girls cover sold, and I think the auction is still ongoing at the Four Color Fantasies Facebook page. I don't know. I don't understand the process good enough to be able to describe it here, but it's something where you just go and you find the picture and you say how much your bid is.
And the highest bidder wins.
Yeah. But the last time I looked, the highest bid was $50, which is a great price for a piece of painted art from me.
Mm-hmm. Comic Trips is asking, will you publish your watercolor sketchbook?
Oh, I have no plans for it. I have like thought kind of recently that I need to make a point of like putting together a sketchbook to sell at conventions. But I still haven't I'm not doing as many conventions as I did before COVID. So I don't know. Um, but I should. I've done them in the past, done little sketchbooks in the past, and I've even done like reproductions of single sketchbooks. That was pretty fun.
Tugboat, I do not remember that part of Jurassic Park where Laura Dern drained a Triceratops pimple. What?
It has been a very long time since I've seen Jurassic Park.
Dropped it right out of my head because super gross indeed. Keith and Kevin both are also jumping into the sketchbook. They're I can't think of a word. Holy.
They say they will pre-order it.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
I mostly believe you, Tugboat.
Oh, much better than the Rex painting. I like the backhanded compliment.
Keith says that the gross pimple thing did happen. Totally dropped it out of my head.
Thanks, Emma.
And Keith.
Thank you.
Taking another picture of Tibbs. Now she's curled up in a cute little ball.
When I paint on the stream, it's so funny. Like, there's a thing that happens when I'm painting where I can't tell what the hell I'm doing anymore, and I take a picture of it with my phone so I can see. And when I'm working on the live stream, I do the thing where I look on my little screen here and see what it looks like little on the screen. And it helps. It's funny.
Comic tropes. Tugboat's about to break it to you. Some bad news.
Uh-oh.
Comic trope says that Tula never barks on stream. Yeah.
Tula passed away.
Yeah. But
last year.
But yeah, even before that, she was pretty quiet. If someone had come to the door when she was younger, she woulda. But she wasn't a big barker.
Yeah, no, other than for the doorbell.
It's okay, comic trips. It's totally okay. That was a good enough while ago that this can be more funny than sad. Yeah, she was just an old lady.
Yeah, she was 16.
Mm-hmm. And she was a medium-sized dog. That's pretty good age.
I got Tula when I was working on Petrograd.
First started working on Petrograd.
Yeah.
Which was handy because you were at the drafting table so much you could keep an eye on when she needed to go pee because she was only 5 months old.
Yeah, she was our first puppy we ever adopted, so I actually would leash her to my drawing table.
Yeah.
Or to my chair.
Because she would go off somewhere and...
Yeah, she would run off and hide and then pee somewhere. Yeah. But then I could constantly be monitoring her.
Was that the first time that you used a Pomodoro?
No, this is, I think, long before I did any sort of Pomodoro stuff.
So she was your first Pomodoro.
She was.
Because you had to, like, get up every 20 minutes or something. I am totally okay, comic tropes. We're doing good.
Yeah.
It's nice to think about her.
There's like enough going on in the world to not have to like keep track of my pets.
I think Tibbs really helps get through some of this stressful stuff.
Yeah. My theory about pets is that it's really, really important to have somebody in your household who doesn't know what politics are, doesn't know what money is,
yep.
Who doesn't know what religion is, like somebody who just is like just living in the moment. Like it's important to have somebody around you who's doing that.
How are your kitties, comic tropes?
Yeah.
I added a new picture of Tibbs.
Putting a cat in a bumblebee suit and my new glasses on the other cat.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So you lighten the mood by torturing your poor cats.
Or did they love it? We had a dog named Metatron who loved putting on costumes. We have a really good picture of him in a Batman mask, when he went to doggy daycare while we were at a comic convention. And his face was just lit up with such joy. Oh, neither cat minded. Excellent. So no torture.
I guess I should say that I'm using acrylic gouache right now.
Acrylic gouache?
Yeah. Because I'm doing some like opaque stuff.
You're making the texture even more pronounced.
Yeah. Like all the highlights I did are acrylic gouache, and then now all the blacks. I've been watching so many YouTube videos about oil painting, and they talk about like laying down your darkest dark and your lightest light very early in the process, and I have such a hard time with that. I'm much more of like we should lay down, like, or at least I should lay down the like a middle value for everything first, and then sort of like push and pull things in and out.
Keith says, "Hi, Tibbs."
Hear that?
And then if anybody would like to see, Comic Tropes replied to the Tibbs pictures on my BlueSky, which is my name, Ma'at Crook, with no apostrophe. He replied to Tibbs with the pictures of the Bengals and all dressed up. Very cute. Adorable indeed. So Peanut is the name of Carrie's mother's dog, and
it's a cute name.
She loves getting dressed as well. She shows off at the farmer's market and prances around in her outfits.
That's very sweet.
If you get her clothes, she does zoomies into your lap to get dressed. She's also a little dog, so she's often cold. She needs to put on her coat to go potty in the winter. We had a small dog too, a little min pin, who needed to get dressed to go out in the winter too.
Priscilla.
She was named after the Harrow County character.
Because she had like a
goblin face,
big goblin ears and stuff.
Yep. Oh.
I maybe should have given a heads up for the splatter was incoming.
And Keith also replied with a picture of his cat. Let's see.
Okay, let me take a look here.
Oh, Ellie. Oh my gosh, what a cutie. Is Ellie all tabby, or does she have torty spots too? Like Tibbs.
Oh my gosh. The picture that Comic Tropes posted with the glasses is like...
with the eyes going so far apart. Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh, and Ellie's a cutie.
Yeah.
Ellie looks a lot like Tibbs, only a little thicker.
That's what Keith said. Oh, Keith thinks that she's all tabby. Emma, you've got birds. You got dinosaurs living in your house. They might eat the cat.
Okay, I gotta hit the hairdryer again. Thanks, Kevin.
Putting the shadows in across the Triceratops face really made the lights pop more, and it looks. My brain is going, that's sunlight shining through a canopy.
Yeah, I agree, doesn't it? I feel really good about how well that's working.
Oh, yeah. And Comic Trip says that it makes it look round and real. The shadows.
It's funny, it actually came up in an interview I did about Out of Alcatraz the other day where we were talking about story stuff, and it occurred to me, like, there's a trick you can do with pictures like this where it's like you draw shadows for objects that are not in the picture, and it creates this like really cool effect where it's like suddenly as the viewer you can see that there's a larger world out there because you can see the effect of the larger world. And I think that's really cool.
Do you remember which interview that was?
No, I do not. Okay. But like the point I was making in the interview was that like with the storytelling of Out of Alcatraz, there was a lot of that where there was just these little indicators that sort of like paint a picture that there's the shadow is cast from the larger world that the story takes place in.
Hi, Joseph. Joseph says it's a sneaky way of adding the illusion of depth.
Yeah.
Like the world is affecting your character and not just your character affecting the world.
Well, it also makes it so that you as the viewer are like inside of the world.
Yeah.
Like it makes it feel like there might be something behind you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as opposed to like just looking through a picture frame at the world.
Do you remember if it was a written interview or
it was a podcast?
It was a podcast. Oblivion Bar podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe 22 panels?
22 panels? I don't have that down as one of your interviews.
It was a secret interview. I like the way this guy's turning out, though. It looks pretty fun. And one of the things, like this, the sketchbook is kind of full of, like, I try to do finished pieces in it, which is like kind of a goofy way to approach a sketchbook because if you screw up, then it feels like you screwed up. But this piece fits in here. I think it looks great. I'm pretty happy. I'm a little bit tempted to try to hit it with an airbrush, but I think that might be like too much.
Comic Trips is wondering if something is full of Jughead and Reggie porn. Your sketchbook?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Although, if you ever caught my sketchbook in like 6th grade, it would have been Jetsons porn.
Yeah, the sketchbook. Thanks, Comic Tropes. I was searching for something, and I think and my brain dipped out of the conversation, and that's what I came into. All Rosie centric porn, honey.
You know, I don't think I considered
Comic Trip says the same thing. Okay, so now also Emma has added to the tips thread.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god, look at all of them.
I hope Carrie was able to see all this amazing cuteness.
Oh my god.
Maybe even add a picture of Peanut.
Oh my god, what's that little bird on Instagram?
Oh, the one. Yeah.
What does he sing?
Making bacon pancakes.
Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, tape time.
Okay, I'm quiet.
I think you can talk over the tape if you wanted to.
Mm-mm.
Man, this tape is doing so good on this paper. Gorgeous.
I found the 22 panels podcast. I am going to your mrcrook.com.
I'm posting it there.
I'm going to post it on the blog that's about Out of Alcatraz.
Nice. Sign it. Nah, this is a sketchbook thing. I don't think I've signed any of the pictures in here.
You can sign the front cover.
Yeah.
Hi, Shell.
Hey, Shell, how you doing? Yeah, we did more dinosaur stuff. Hi, Shell. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, you made Tibbs jump for some reason.
All right, everybody. I think that's it. I think that was a very successful cool down. I am very cooled down now. I think this weekend is going to be Actually, I'm probably going to do a lot of writing this weekend, but I am going to work on that Swamp Thing oil painting a little bit this weekend. And generally just have fun. I'm going to play some more Metal Gear. I've been playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, we've been taking turns.
And it's been very fun.
It was fun yesterday.
Yeah, don't forget to like the stream.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Did the chickens get a song today?
The chickens did get a song today. I sang the whole thing. I managed to have enough time to do that.
And R.I.P.
Oh, yes. I haven't posted online this, but Nito, our Bard Rock, our very oldest chicken, who was 8 years old or older, she passed away in her sleep. Yeah.
Assume it was in her sleep. It was at night anyway.
It looked like it was in her sleep. Yeah.
She was very elderly.
Yes.
It was her time.
She was the she was at the what do you call it? The top of the pecking order. And I don't know what these chickens are going to figure out. Who's going to be next? All right. So, yeah, by the time we get done with this episode, if anybody wants to check out that 22 panels interview, I know I will be. It'll be on Tyler's blog at mrcrook.com.
Rest in power, Nito. All right, everybody. Don't forget to tell the people you love how much you love them, and I love all you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I really,
thanks,
everybody. It's always really nice, guys.
It was so good to see y'all.
I will see you next weekend, or next Friday. All right, bye.
Bye.